week, I ain't gonna lie, Wolf, I feel you though. This week at work, I had a moment. I just like, nah, I gotta step up, bro. I've been getting though at my job. I've been getting emails back to back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what you fucked up. This is what you fucked up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, God damn.
Yeah.
It's like, and it starts. It don't like bother you until like you like, hold the fuck up. These is a lot of discrepancies.
Once the bitches compile up, it be like, I want to lose my job at this point.
Yo, for real. And I just started, so I'm like, I know I'm only in training, so I know they like probably like they being mindful.
Yeah, a little bit leeway.
But I'm still like, damn.
Yeah.
So sure. Like, I was kicking back, and literally like, I got back after break that day. I think it was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Wolf, I had like a panic attack. Like straight up panic attack. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
this your first one?
I call them spirals because I never like be like pacing and shit. But this time I was pacing. I was like, yo, bro, I don't know what the fuck. I couldn't function.
Yeah.
And I've had that before where I couldn't function. I like one time in college and like I couldn't function. Like it took someone close to me to be like, yo, what's your name? Like I had to recall certain things, but I was worried I couldn't even get home. Type of shit. I had to be like, how do I get home? I took the 2 to the Q, so I got to take the Q to the 2 back. So like, what stop is that? Like, that's how crazy it was. That shit fried me, bro. Like, and all because I sat down, I took a patient, and you know I'm claustrophobic. Yeah. So then the walls started feeling like they smaller and shit. I went to the bathroom, put some more in my face. That wasn't helping. I literally told myself, yo, get a grip. I couldn't get a grip.
Yeah.
And I was just freaking out, like, internally. I was like, bro, because what really ticked it off, I sat down at my desk, I was like, bro, I got a 9 to 5, cool. But like, I finally realized that feeling I get every year on my birthday, or this past year, was like, is there more? You know when you feel like you're worth more, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're meant for bigger things?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And that feeling just kind of hit me. I was like, yo, bro, I'm at a 9 to 5, cool. I get bread, sure, to somebody, but like, this ain't what I really think life is. Yeah. I spent the next 20 to an hour basically thinking like, yo, what are we doing? Like humans, like what are we doing? We work, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of doing what we really want to do with every inch of our time, you know what I mean? I thought that shit was so whack to me. I was just like, yo, bro, we clock in 9 to 5, then go home to wake up to it again for another 4 days. Like the fuck, bro?
It's just like a bot, you know. You're in a time loop of just doing the same thing over and over again.
And I couldn't do it, bro. I was just like, nah. So I freaked, cause then at that point you feeling like, yo, am I doing shit with my music right? Am I going hard in all the places? And I'm like, nah, I'm going. It's just like, at that moment, you know when you just have a moment? It was really like a moment. And I went home, I decompressed. Homies came over to like help me out and shit, be there with me. After that, I just fell asleep. I was like, well, the first thing I did was fall asleep. I was like, nah, I can't be in this bitch. And then I woke up, then Joe came over and helped me out and shit. Shout out to Joe and shout out to Justin, but that shit had me fucked, man.
Yeah, nah.
My fault. It's over Xchvnge. You know, it was a wild week for you boys, you can tell. But yeah, my fault. How's y'all week?
My week?
I like that. I like, damn.
Nah, because that was just a lot. I was just like, yeah, you know. But my week was pretty dope. I mean, nothing special really. You know, just regular, just figuring things out. You know.
What you been trying to figure out?
Mainly about this like kind of car situation, because I remember I told you I had got that car. Originally, I planned to keep it, but then I'm sitting here thinking about it, like the value of what I can get for it. I'd rather, you know, sell it and then just rinse and repeat doing the same thing with cars. So I think I'm gonna just go that route and then just like figure things out from there.
For sure.
But
everything else been cool?
Everything's been pretty easy going, honestly. Nothing really special that's going on.
Shit. So, what about you, Wolf?
It's been a tough week, bro. It's definitely been a tough week. I didn't have an anxiety attack per se, but my anxiousness was
on high.
Extremely chronic. You know what I mean? That shit was concentrated like Ajax, nigga. It was up there. It was hard, man. Like I had a moment where I'm starting to realize, like in this job, like a lot of things you need to handle it like immediately. So let's say like once we do this show, I need to edit the episode immediately after, because if you don't, days go on, other responsibilities come your way. Next thing you know, you're just feeling very like overwhelmed by all these things you got to get done. It's time sensitive. You can't edit 3 things at one time. And then like it really hit me yesterday when I worked my first show with Charlamagne yesterday. I met him a couple times in passing very vaguely, but this is like the first time I like in his presence for a long amount of time. And I had this other shit going on. People asking me like, why aren't my episodes available? Like, this is what you do type shit. So I'm trying to explain it to him, really like stress on the inside. I'm so deep into my phone, I didn't even notice that this nigga Charlamagne sitting on that couch right there. And he asked me a question and I didn't even hear him. So I'm just in my phone. And by the time I look up, all three of the people just looking at me like, this nigga just ignoring us type shit. And it's like, not even type shit. I'm just so deep into this shit trying to explain myself to this guy. That I didn't even realize this nigga Charlamagne tried to spark a conversation with me, bro. It is just like, it killed me to look up and see him looking at me like, what's going on? That shit killed me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It killed me. I was just like, because it's Charlamagne, bro.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, not a good look, you know, but, you know, he didn't seem like he was busting my balls too much afterward. He showed me love, dapped me up and shit like that. So it's been a rough week, but, you know, we still here, though.
Yeah, word.
Bounce back, baby.
That's definitely good.
So would you say like in that moment of time you felt like you wasn't yourself? Like say this week.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't myself in the aspect of like anxiety. Like I think my work is my most vulnerable place. You know what I mean? Like if the thing that can hurt me the most, honestly, like it's not relationships, it's not none of that shit. It's work. You know what I mean? So when I fail at my work, I feel very struck by that shit. You know what I mean? So I definitely wasn't myself because I literally felt myself like spiraling, unraveling, all of that shit. Like it was just so much, bro, to the point where I had to, man, shout out to my girlfriend, bro. I had to call my girlfriend because she know how to edit. And I was like, I need you to help me. Like I literally, while I'm editing this, I need you to edit that, please. You know what I mean? And we stayed up all night doing that shit and we got it all done yesterday.
Dope.
All done yesterday. So now I'm officially caught up. But like if she didn't help me, I don't know. I mean, I went to sleep last night at like 12. I probably would have been going to sleep at like 2 or 3 or some shit like that if I didn't have her help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that part.
It came in clutch. That's some real support right
Yeah,
there.
she a real one, bro.
Yeah.
She a real one, bro. She a real one. She a real one. And we had just argued that morning. We had just argued. Look, valuable lesson real quick. We had argued that morning. She had washed my clothes. And which is fantastic, right? But
I was about to say, yeah.
she kind of just be moving real fast. She don't really, sometimes she just don't be thinking about much. So like I had like a whole bunch of shit. Like I had like Carmex and all type of shit in my pants. And like I've been kind of wearing the same pair of pants for like a year, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's overdue to get some new drip, but I just haven't done it type shit. So she washed my favorite pair of pants with the Carmex. And so they had like spots and wax all over it. It was just like, damn, like.
Yeah.
And then when I told her about it, I'm like, yo, what's up? She was like, well, what you want me to do about it? I'm like, what you mean? It was the attitude behind it. You know what I mean? So I ain't blow her up too crazy, and I'm glad I didn't because I ended up needing her help right after. You know what I mean? And she came through and helped.
Imagine you did that shit. Fuck your
Yeah, bro. Imagine, bro, because I was hot, bro. I was hot. I was mad, but like, I didn't do nothing that was out of place. I ain't talk to her bad. I ain't treat her bad or no shit like that. So it was like, thank God I didn't, though. You know what I mean? Because you fuck around, need a nigga help.
Yeah, word.
Sometimes you do gotta have, with your lady, you always gotta have more patience, man. Like no matter what, it feels like sometimes it takes away from your own emotions type shit because you gotta keep it cool. But sometimes
Gotta keep it cool.
I understand what old niggas be like. You did what? Like, cause it's like they know how to avoid shit. Like sometimes it's like, bro, it's not even worth it. For real. Like, sometimes it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to touch on what you said actually. So would you say getting help is like your version of support?
Absolutely.
Like would y'all say, like what is your version of support? Like what's the best way someone could support you in like the things that matter to you? Like in what way?
I would have to say it would have to definitely be sometimes I just want support to know that like I can have like the open listening ear to talk to about situations. For example, to briefly touch on the topic when I was talking about with the car situation, like even when I was about to buy that car, I had so many people in my ear about it. I had people telling me, no, don't buy the car. That was the thing that was the craziest part to me was everyone was saying, no, don't buy the car. And their reasoning behind it, it was just like, oh, they might be having more issues than what it actually is.
For sure.
And it was kind of crazy because, like, I was just fighting against, 3 mechanics saying this, right?
Yeah.
I also had, what was it? Also, I was talking to Mia about it because I was just like, I just didn't know what to do. And I'm like, for some reason, something's telling me that getting this car could be a great investment. Now, when I looked it up for myself, I figured out that, like, the problem with the car, it wasn't a big deal. And I started to realize, all right, you know, people don't know much about this certain situation right here, but I know the information about it. So I should probably just trust my instinct on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because after I bought it, that's when I got more support as well too. Brought the car home,
So,
even yeah. And my uncle was one of the mechanics in there saying for me not to get the car at first.
oh shit.
But even after I got it and he checked out the car, he's like, yo, matter of fact, you did something good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was kind of surprising. But what I realized when I was making all those calls to certain people, I'm like, damn, like the support I needed was more so just like, yo, I feel like I want to do this decision, but like, you know, if I go with it, just support me in it, you know? But it's definitely just having the opening ear sometimes. Like, it's never like the strong advice. I notice I really don't like that, but it's definitely the opening ear to just be like, you know, I'm there for you. Whatever decision you make, I'm with you on that type of thing.
It really is important to listen to your voice first before you listen to others sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like with people like me and you, we kind of like, when we look to advice, like when we say something it's because we need something, you know what I mean? So it's important to look within yourself first, then go outside. I mean, depending on how you are, really. Like, I like to be with myself first, then be like, all right, what you think about this?
Yeah, word.
You know what I mean?
Nah, you definitely need that.
You know what I mean?
Because you know what's best for you at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, nah, definitely. I mean, shit. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, bro. Sometimes you're wrong. And
Yeah.
sometimes you're right. It really is a damned if you do, damned if you don't. But you get whatever you need to get from either choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm just happy you listened to you and you was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Listen to that feeling. I would say, I'm realizing more and more as you're more in tune with yourself, you gotta trust your own feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna lead you to the place you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? On some
Yeah.
real shit. What about you, Wolf? What's like your version of, you know what I mean? You came with the, you know, the story, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What's your version of support? Like, what's the best way someone could support you?
Support just really just means help, bro. I like affirmation too. Like Drake when he say like I need acknowledgement. If I got it, then tell me I got it. Then like
Oh, okay.
I'm big on that. And me and my shorty, we talk about that a lot. Like I be telling her, it's like, you know, like make me feel like I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like let me know when I'm out here killing shit. Let me know. You know, I'm not one of them niggas who out here trying to act too tough. Like, nah, talk to me. Let me know. You know what I mean?
Word.
Let me know. Show me love, whether that's with your words, whether that's just physically, you know what I mean? Like, nigga like to be loved on too, type shit, you know? So support is just really just help and affirmation, you know what I mean? Like, I like being around the type of people that see value in you, so they let you know, you know what I mean? You know, you be going through shit all the time, Monday through Friday. Monday, the way you start Monday might not be the way you end off Friday type shit, you know? So it's like, you know, it might be nice to just get a little love sometimes, you know what I mean? So that's support for me, you know what I mean? Just help me when I can. If I ask you for help, which I usually don't ask for help, so if I'm asking, you know I need it. Like, come through and show a nigga love, you know what I mean? And that could be platonic or intimate, you know?
That's a fact. I feel that.
Not for sure, not. What about you, Nate?
Huh?
What about you?
Support. I really don't talk. I be swearing I be talking when it comes to like shit I be mad at. I don't be saying that shit. I swear I've had multiple situations. I'd be like, yeah, this happened. They be like past relationships or situations. They're like, why you ain't telling me? I was like, oh, because at the time it didn't really matter. She's like,
Yeah.
nigga, no, that matters, don't you? But I would say probably I would agree with Wolf. Definitely words of affirmation. I feel like words of affirmation are things like, you know, make me feel like it's gonna be alright. Especially because when I need help, I ain't gonna lie, I just need someone to calm me down. I'm a calm person usually, but like when I'm like flipping out or like when it finally gets to me, I need something to just like ground me in a sense. So that's the support I be needing more times than not. Words of affirmation is dope. And sometimes I'll go a step further. Sometimes I get, and this is also when you've known somebody for a long time, but like when you're so in tune with somebody where like you don't even need to say the shit, they just see how you moving. They see your body language and they like,
Yeah, like something's off.
yeah, like it was
You know what I'm
good.
saying?
And you know, you probably try to mention it or some shit and they be like, nah. So they probably like do some shit like make you a cup of tea or grab you your favorite drink or like do that little shit where it's like,
Yeah, I'm with that.
you know what I'm saying? That shit is fire, man.
Yeah, those little things matter too, you know, especially when it's like the little detailed things.
Speak
Like,
volumes, bro.
Yeah.
Them little things is important. But so if that's the case, so let's flip it. How do you support someone then? Do you support someone in the same language or do you do it differently? Like, what is your best version of supporting somebody?
so it usually, what I've learned is that the way that I want to support someone else isn't how they'll want to be supported.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it really depends on who
Talk that talk.
you're dealing with, you know? Like what their love language is, what is it that, you know, as you said, you said you're the type that needs the words of affirmation and reassurance. You know, some people might not want that, and they probably take it as like, yo, why are you saying all this to me right now? You know, mind you being positive the whole time, and you're coming from a good, you know, good
Place.
intention. But it's like, it's one of those things, it's just like, I don't need this right now. Like, I just wanted to talk to you, you know? But if anything, what I've realized though, my best way of support, I feel like if there is a go-to type of thing, is I guess it would be that actually to provide the words of affirmation, make sure someone's good type of thing. Or matter of fact, no, not even that. Acts of service. I think that's my thing. Like I always like helping people out, doing something. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it drains me. But that is something like, you know, it's like, yo, what do you need, you know? Or like I could just do this for you right quick. You know, you good? All right, cool. And just keep pushing. But I definitely say acts of service is my thing for me.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
I like that. I think
I like that.
I like that. Picasso. Nah, I think for me, support style. I'm very big on words. You know what I'm saying? So like, try to like calm you down. And acts of service, I realize like sometimes I'll go out my way to open my space to somebody. Be like, yo, bro, you can pull up. You know what I mean? Or whatever you need. Sometimes you just, like you said, you don't need somebody to tell you something. You just need to be somewhere else. You know what I mean? Feel like you're somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like that's for me my biggest thing. Where it's like, yo, bro, you can just chill. Like, we don't got to talk about it if you don't want to. We could watch, kick it, do whatever.
Word.
I would say, like, on the intimate level, probably, like, I like, what's the word? What's that language? God damn it, it's my favorite love language. Touch, you know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe, like...
So like this.
Don't stop touching me. Nah, but nah, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give somebody a massage or like help them relax. Like, yo, bro, we live in a stressful city and we live stressful lives. So I'd like to just dumb down, you know what I'm saying? Wind down, bro. Like, light some incense, keep it cool, and go. Let's get some wine and call it a day. You know what I mean? Just try to relax. I feel like for me, just making sure you're relaxed and feeling safe in the space that opposite from where you came or what you're going through. What about you, Wolf?
I most definitely extend that love. This is the same way I like it. I definitely extend it the same way. Like, I have a roommate. He lives in Los Angeles now. He moved out a couple months ago. But like, I remember one time at my house, you could pretty much hear everything, like through the walls, people's phone conversations, people in the living room, whatever. So I heard my roommate. He had just got home. I had been home. I heard him. He went into the living room. He was having a conversation. I could just hear in his tone he wasn't feeling right. He wasn't happy. I went to the kitchen, like, make me some food, and then I got ready to leave, and I was like, you know what, actually, I'm gonna make this nigga a drink, you know what I mean? And so I went into the kitchen, made him a drink. I just went into the living room, just sat it on the table, you know what I mean? No questions. It don't need to be no more than that. Just like, I know you need this. And then after he got off the phone, he was like, nigga, I did need that, and I appreciate it. I'm like, you got it, you know what I mean? I got another roommate, you know, living in this stressful city, as you pointed out, something really crazy had happened to him. And I just overheard the conversation. And I just went into the living room and just hugged him, bro. You know what I mean? Like, no questions, no nothing. I just, like, arms around him, real man-to-man shit. I was just like, I'm right here, bro. You know what I mean? Because, once again, that's the type of shit that I would like. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I try to give it off. You know what I mean? I think I kind of like a little bit of all the words of, all the love languages, like a little piece of all of those I like to try to make.
Yeah. Going off of that too, what I realized too is whenever it comes to like helping someone out, sometimes it just comes like right there into your head, you know? Like you don't even gotta think about it like, damn, like they're struggling through something. What do they need? Like for example, you just said, you know, you're just like, matter of fact, let me just make him a drink. You know, it just came spur of the moment.
Quick, real shit.
Yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think that was the theme of this week for, because I'm thinking about, because my sister was going through some shit a couple of days ago, bro, and like we was in the kitchen and I was making some shit, and then like she just gave me a hug, and like, you know, Gabby not affectionate like that. No shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I mean, I love my Capricorns and shit. If you believe in that zodiac shit, but y'all are not affectionate like that. Just naturally, you know what I'm saying? Very work orientated. So she just gave me a hug, and I knew when she gave me the hug, she needed that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn. And like, because like I'm so me and Gabby close in age. Like everybody says we're twins and shit, but like on that emotion level, we're kind of estranged in a sense. You know what I mean? Not like too much, but like for me, I always have to tell her, Gabby, I need this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, especially because we be in our own little world. But yeah, bro, I feel like this week, I feel like everybody kind of been on one this week, kind of in the sense of like needing that support, needing that love, needing that sense of reassurance. Cause like, bro, life is hard. You know what I mean? I gave her a hug, bro, and she just cried in my arms. And I'm just like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And I'm like, so, you know, I know what makes her happy is me bantering about some shit just to make her chuckle and laugh. So the next morning we walked to work together and we just chatted. And she was weak. She's like, yo, you stupid, bro. But like, you could just tell when someone like, if someone really needs that shit, they'll reach out. You know what I mean? And like, you just gotta be, like I said, just be there. You know what I mean? Sometimes the easiest thing to do is be there for somebody through text, through calling, just physically. For real, for real. If you need support, y'all can always holler at us. You know what I'm saying? DM us individually, don't matter. Because I feel like, also, last point, I think going through life, we should learn to be more kinder instead of more like harsh. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like, you know, you go through things, you go through trauma, so you like kind of like reinforce yourself in a sense. But like sometimes you also got to do the same thing as being kinder to people, you know what I mean, to people's situations and people's struggles, because we really don't know how it's affecting them. We know what's affecting them. We don't know how.
Yeah,
you know, so.
and you know, it goes back to that saying, like, we've only came in on like chapter 3 of everyone else's life.
Shit.
You know, you really don't know what someone's been through before. You know, I mean, unless they'd explain it, but either way, you still don't know how deep it hit. You know.
That shit is sad, man. But so if that's, I would like to say, I would like to follow up. So at that point, when in the time have you felt like you weren't yourself? Like at what time did you feel like you weren't yourself? And how did you get back to yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Let me see. I gotta say, you're saying like in the sense of where like you kind of get thrown off track about something, and then like
it just fucks up your whole shit, like the whole feng shui type shit. Like,
might have to skip me, buddy. I mean, even though it was just us, but
so Don, what you think? Nah, for real. You wanna go for? You got something? I could go.
I definitely got something.
I better go ahead.
Once again, like my most vulnerable place to be in is when I get attacked in the workplace, or when I'm failing in the workplace. So like I had a moment, I was working with these people in New York. I'm not gonna say their name because people would know who they are. But
You like that?
I was working with these people, and you know they was not my kind of people, bro. You know they were definitely making me believe I was less than who I am. They were taking advantage of me, manipulating me in a lot of different ways. There's some shit that come when you're a freelancer out here. You got to protect yourself from. There is no HR for freelancing, you know, so there's nobody to report to. And I feel like I was underneath a black cloud for months, bro, maybe 4 to 6 months, you know what I mean? And it's like a slow drip type of thing. Like somebody said something. I seen a quote on Instagram one time where there was like a slow drip of water on a stone, like eventually through time, it'll change the form of that rock type shit. I think that's what was happening to my mind, what's happening to my life, just being amongst these people every week, getting paid extremely undervalued, you know what I mean? Very broke, very poor. And in the process of all this happening, I was like eroding as a person, bro. Like I never been a jealous person, but I had became the most jealous I had ever been in my life, the most envious I had ever been in my life, the most pessimistic I had ever become in my life. I was just truly not myself. You know what I mean? Like not the positive person, the outgoing person, optimistic, spiritual, praying type of person. I wasn't none of that because I just felt defeated. I wasn't right. I wasn't eating right. Just a whole lot of shit. So, and I look back at that moment now and I be like, wow, I'll never be that person again. Like never. I know how to avoid being that person, you know? And sometimes you got, like you said earlier when the mics wasn't on, you got to go through these things. It's actually part of the process sometimes. And like now that I went through it, I know how to not go through it again. You know what I mean? Or at least when I find myself spiraling, I know how to like, okay, hold on. We might be spiraling, but we can't hit the bottom because you know what's down there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
That's some real shit.
Shit, speaking of which, I would say...
He's got it, ladies and gentlemen.
Huh?
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I got it, guys. I got it. Yeah, speaking about spiraling, I would say when I had actually transferred from Buff going into Purchase, that transition was like very hard. Like, I mean, like you could see me before I left, but like a lot of like, cause I really wasn't talking to you guys as much, but like I was really going
They
through
fucked me
it.
too. Word, that's crazy.
Huh?
Huh? What?
What you do?
Cool. Nah, it's cool. Dude.
Yeah, whatever,
It's
bro.
cool, bro. I
I'm
ain't
just-
mad. Kinda.
Alright, yo.
Go ahead, bro.
Nah. So like that was the thing though. It was like it was one of those things of where, you know, I'm in a new school, like the new kid, and like everyone already had their formed cliques, you know? Like, and what is that? What I was going into junior year, going into new school, I was trying to make friends and all this, and I thought it was gonna be like very seamless and everything, like, but my confidence, it just went straight down low, bro. Like it was crazy. Like I'm sitting there like new classes, I'm just sitting here, hey, you know, how y'all doing? You know that meme? Hey, how y'all doing? But literally it was just like that, and like it kind of like, how long did it go on for? Like I want to say almost like a full year. Almost a full year. I mean, like I met some people, but also too, I'm like, damn, like this is not enough. Like how am I gonna, you know, get to where I want to be at if I can't, you know, make connections with certain people, especially being in an artistic school. But what ended up happening was that like I noticed that like it was very detrimental going into my senior year because like I had a whole episode. Like I was stressed out a lot of stuff. I had a whole psychotic episode, like literally, you know, I was smoking weed a lot. I actually had to lay off of it for so long because of that. And literally, like, I was just doing the most outrageous, craziest things. Like, literally,
Like what?
to even go into detail, low key.
Oh, it's crazy like that?
Yeah, bro. Like,
Shit.
it's
I
about.
can't wait till we get off camera. I need
Yeah.
to Oh shit.
But you know, it was like one of those things of where it's just like, all right, like you really hit rock bottom. And when I did, like, and I realized like the hurt I caused like family and friends. And mind you, I had 2 episodes at that. So it was one where, you know, I was like fine and cured, went to psychiatrist and all that. Got back on my feet a little bit, but stumbled again. Then going into the second one was really like kind of detrimental. But anyways, what happened was to recover from it is just like leaning back on the support of family and friends. You know, like I know I started talking with you guys more. We started going out like in the summertime, like having those parties and all that. Like it was pretty dope, you know?
Great times.
And
Drunk as hell.
huh?
Drunk as hell.
Yeah, word, literally, bro. And, you know, it was just so crazy though too, because like Dom had moved back. So I was like, all right, cool, my friends are back. Like, you know, but you know, just the recovery of it, it's kind of crazy because it just takes that one moment for you to like to really hit down low, and then you're like, all right, you know what, I need to get back up on my feet and do what I want to do, you know, take things easy, realize I shouldn't stress myself out over certain situations, and then grow from there.
Then you hit rock bottom, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to go, I feel like I've been picking on Wolf OD. Like, well, if you, what's up? You got
I think I answered
He
that.
already answered.
Yeah. You want another story?
Nah, my bad.
Deep into the soul, man.
You see what I'm saying? I don't be talking.
Yeah. I feel that.
Shit, for me, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like shit is deep. For me, at least. All right. To be honest with y'all, I think for me, I wasn't really who I was until now. You know what I'm saying? It's probably this past 6 to 12 months. So basically, like a year maybe. Even though the past year has been hard, but I tweeted one day, like one day I was just having a day, not like a bad day, just like a good day. You know what I'm saying? And I literally was like, I've never felt so more secure in myself as to who I am than right now. So I'd have to tell you personally from like, I was just gathering myself together up until this very point, probably, to be honest with you. Doing different shit, being around different circles, hanging around with certain types of groups of people, doing some very dumb shit. To the point now where it's like, I've learned not everything I have to know, but for right now, at this age, at this time, for me, this is probably like most optimal in the sense where I feel like, I know I don't want to do that. I know I like this, and this, because I've gathered that throughout the time. And then now it's like I'm 25, and like now I'm like, nah, I'm more secure. You know what I mean? I feel way more confident than I have. You know, I've told you I've struggled with confidence and shit. But I feel way more confident to the point like, you know, it used to be like, yo, I used to walk like I own this shit. Now I do. Like, I can tell you, like, personally, I feel that shit way more. Like, even if it's not the spot in itself, but like I own my space. You know what I'm saying? So when I come through, my energy, you know, in any room is just gonna be me. You're gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? If you see it type shit. I'm not saying you're gonna see it, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So in terms of when I've hit rock bottom, I've hit rock bottom multiple times. I would have to say about, like, I think I touched on it for one of our first episodes back. I think it was this past 2 years. You know, I feel like a lot of introspection happened in this past 2 years, bro. A lot. Like, I'm talking like, you know, when you dig and you can't dig no more, but you still like, yo, there's something else. I was just overthinking, and that's me though. At a certain point, like, I used to be afraid of overthinking. My homegirl Nubia, shout out to Nubia for real. She was like, yo, stop worrying about overthinking. Overthink. Maybe that's just your process. And like, I took that and ran with it. And yo, bro, I would overthink like a mug. Like,
Nah, that's
crazy.
fire.
Yeah,
That's a
bro.
crazy way to look.
Because, you know, you're going to exhaust yourself, but then you're going to get all these little fucking pieces.
Yeah.
And then you're going to just be like, all right, nah, that's not it.
Create a
That's not it.
masterpiece.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So shout outs to her for that. That's my manager. Love you. But yeah, so I would say the past 2 years. And when I realized it, like, in terms of how I got back, I didn't really have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could stay there. You know, I could stay in that space of like, damn, down bad and like, you know, whatever. But like, I know that that isn't me. That's not what everybody knows me to be. And that's not who I know me to be. And I started to free shift my focus as to like the dude, the man I want to be, the artist, the person is higher than what I've ever been. So I just started looking at that and working at that every day, like, in any situation, trying my best. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not, like we said, it's the process. It's not easy.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean? But you know. I'm saying, I'm here, your boy here, you know what I mean? Just
It's
every day in the life, man.
yeah, it's
Every day in the life.
along with that, it kind of just makes me think about like, even when we do hit those rock bottom points, we can't remember, like, we have to remember who we want to be, you know, like what we strive to do, you know, like the little shortcomings, like the little minor setbacks, they're nothing, you know, they're not going to be anything later on once you get to where you actually want to go. And I feel like it's a great reminder to look at too, like even when you do make these mistakes. I know, like Wolf was talking about, once you realize like that mistake is not as big as it is, only because of where you'll end up later on.
So,
You know, you'll
who are you today? You Leon? Yo, Leon.
I mean, I can't.
Damn.
Yo. But yeah,
About
you
to
know,
hit me with the word of the day next.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, yo, ain't no words to use though. I'm like, bro,
Come on,
that man
dog,
be
you
having
got
a
it.
plethora of words, bro.
Oh, plethora. Look at you.
What the? All right, what? I guess so.
No, say we're gonna work on that though. Nah, for real, man. Shit, dog. Like,
Yeah, but we definitely just gotta keep that end result in mind, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday too. Like as my day came to an end, I was thinking, I had an epiphany, and I was like, you know what? My value is higher than my mistake. You know what I mean? Because it's like your value is
wait. Don DeMarco, you could say that line again.
Yo, my value is higher than my mistake because the real truth is like, even though I did make a mistake, I made an error. Do I not have it within my capability to do so many other great things? You know what I mean? It's like, even if I'm a friend, right? Like I might drop the ball for one of my friends one day, but like where I show up and show out at, that number is way bigger than the mistake that I made. It's way bigger than that, you know? And so sometimes you need to realize that, like, bro, my value, it literally, like, on a number scale, it's higher than my mistakes. It is. So I'm not even gonna focus on my mistakes. I'd rather focus on my value. Like, okay, yeah, I fucked up on that one, but I got the rest of this though. You know what I mean?
Nah, but you said some real shit. Like, this nigga, man. He the voice.
He can spit words.
He Morgan Freeman for real. Because I was in that place where I was talking about just recently. Like, you really do have to start thinking about like your value. You know what I mean? And like at the time, I didn't feel like my life as value was that, you know, was high. But also, I realized, like I said, you overthink, you start realizing some shit. I was like, oh, it's because I believe my self-worth isn't high.
Yeah.
So now my self-worth isn't high. Of course, I'm not going to think anything of value of myself.
Of course.
And then now let's add all the fucking you know, the debauchery, the bullshit I've done. Now it's like, that's why. But it's like, so I realized the thing about it is when raising men, at least for me, I realized sometimes, not sometimes, in reality, instilling that high sense of self-worth, then dictates your value, which then dictates your actions. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You think you're gonna be shit, you're gonna do shit things. You know what I'm saying? Like when people be like, oh, like you just gonna do that bullshit. It's like, but then like when people say some shit like, yo, Nate, you gonna do that bullshit. Now I'd be like, you don't know me, nigga, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Back then I'd probably be like, yeah, that's probably some shit I do. But that I realized that was my frequency level of thinking of myself. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't be mad when, you know, when people be like, oh, that's above me a little bit. Cause like I ain't gonna lie, like doing certain shit, you realize that ain't you. You know what I mean? That ain't for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like that shit, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It just really like rung a bell in my head, like for real, like self-worth, yeah. Like practice it. You know what I'm saying? Find it, like, and it's so weird going off track, but like it's so weird because when you find that self-worth or when you figure it out, because it's not tangible. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not tangible. That's something you really gotta speak to yourself about every day, almost every day. You know what I'm saying? I look yourself in the mirror and be like, nah, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if this is me now, what am I gonna look like tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like working on yourself is the biggest project in life.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Going off of that with like self-worth.
Yo, you like saying going off of that a lot, you know?
Yo, I'm just saying, bro.
You
I
didn't
just
write papers, you know what I'm saying? They didn't tell you to switch it up in summary and conclusion.
All right, so
hereafter, nigga.
To transition, like,
stupid.
Nah, so with self-worth, do you feel like there was ever a time like in your life that you felt like you didn't like yourself?
Nigga, yeah, I just gave you the shit.
All right, you know what? Whatever, bro. Nah, whatever.
Oh, so you gonna shut down?
I'm just trying to say.
You gonna practice bad behaviors on camera.
All right.
This is not what we show our viewers.
All right, you know what? I was wrong. I apologize. I ain't mean to do that.
I'm sorry, blast right now. I'm gonna let Wolf go because I feel like I was talking for a while.
What was the question again? There was a time when I didn't. What was the question?
You felt like you didn't like yourself, like for a long period of time, and like how did you come back and recover from that?
Man, I didn't like myself for the first half of my adolescence. Like I think I started to like myself when I turned 19. You know what I mean? And the reason being is because like I've never been a person that was good at school. It's never been my gift and calling in life. So like I was in school, always making horrible grades, always in special ed classes, always teachers having meetings with me and my mom and being like, your son has a disability, he needs to take medication, you know what I mean? All of these things, you know, so like I took that shit and believed all of it, you know what I mean? So I literally grew up believing like I'm not a special person and there's nothing gonna be good for me in life. Like I'm one of them type of people that bro, this sounds crazy, but I didn't believe in myself so much, bro, that I remained a virgin for so long because I was just like, I know I'm not gonna win in life, so the last thing I need to do is have a baby on top of that. You know what I mean? Like that was really and I'm talking about like really turning down pussy because it was just like, bro, like that's the last thing I need because I know I'm gonna be a nigga who just work a job. That's just gonna be me, you know? And I just didn't believe in myself for a long time. And it wasn't until 19 when I just started to have like, you know, events and situations come in your life and your brain start to formulate and I just start to take more chances on myself. And then them chances turned into a snowball that eventually turned into an avalanche where it's like, oh, this is who I was supposed to be the whole time type shit. But it was different in the beginning. It took from life, bro, up until 19, I was just like, I don't know how I really feel about me for the most part, you know? Yeah.
No, I feel that. I gotta say, bro, I would say like for the first 14 to 18 years of my life, I didn't like myself, which is really crazy. But that really, all right, first off, before I even say this, if your friends or family of mine watching this is me just saying my experience. I'm not blaming you for this.
Don't take it personal.
Don't try to discredit on what I'm about to say right now or say, oh, it's not true or whatever. I'm saying what it is, and even after you see this, I don't want to talk about it. So
lay that boundary, bro.
Nah, straight up, because I already know. But anyways, like growing up, like it was kind of crazy because like I kind of like, I guess I just harped on whatever somebody said about me. Like for example, like my uncle and I'll just say there were family members like always saying that I was ugly, right? As a kid, yeah. It was
Who said that? I fight them like,
yo, you gotta chill out, bro. Yo,
I go find them. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Where the address?
he said, where they stay at?
They stay at.
Where your mom's at?
Where your grandmama stay?
But yeah, so yeah, those family members that would always say that, like, oh yeah, you ugly, blah blah blah, you know. And the thing is, like, it would be one of those things of where it's supposed to be like those lighthearted jokes as a guy, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, I'm like, what, 5, 6 years old,
Nigga,
taking this.
what? At
yes,
5?
yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like literally, it's just like
Crazy.
I'm just fresh in this world, and I'm just gonna believe what anyone says. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
So
because that's all you could go off of.
literally. So it was like that whole entire time up until that, you know, I would just sit there and just not like myself and not like the way I look and all this, you know, like, and I just messed up my confidence going into life. Now, what I started to realize though was just like, I'm not what they say. And I only just realized that, like, I want to say probably around 14 years old. And that's only because I had a girlfriend at the time. I'm like, all right, if she finds... Nigga said this shit changed for homie.
That shit changed your life. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but for real though, it was just so funny though, because it's just like, all right, it takes, once again, another outside source, you know, which is, you know, not entirely bad, but if you're only depending on the outside sources when it gets bad. Mm-hmm. But that's when I started to feel like, all right, maybe I'm not as ugly as they say, you know what I'm saying? Because I have people that sitting here looking at me. I have a girlfriend at the time. But even still, like, I also didn't have like certain friends around me. So then like, it was still a little bit shot. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, whatever, girlfriend, whatever. And then going into college, that's when I started to actually feel like, all right, maybe I'm more than what I thought of myself, you know? Mm-hmm. But like the gradual growth into it, it was just like, it was just so crazy because mentally in my head, I'm always just sitting there thinking like, damn, like I won't be like, you know, these said family members in my family, mm-hmm. you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just sitting there thinking about that all the time. But it was just like a crazy experience, you know, to look back on and reflect on.
Nah, that's where they at, bro. I fight. I go over there right now.
Bro, stop.
You say
yo. See, I didn't mean to say that. That's why I slipped up,
that's
yo. But you don't know which uncle.
I don't care. All of them, man. All of them niggas. You feel me? Like all of them gotta get the smoke. All of them. Nah. Shit, what was the question? That was a deep question.
What was it? Ooh. If there was a long period of time where you didn't like yourself, and how did you come back from that?
Every damn day since I got out the joint. Nah, I mean, nah, all serious though. You want me to be honest with y'all? Majority of my life. I feel like I'm on Oprah Winfrey.
Tell us more about that.
Nah, like majority of my life, I ain't gonna lie. Like I think, as a kid, you just absorbing shit. So I wasn't really thinking nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? I got to middle school. I kind of similar experience. Some shorty. We had like a youth program at school. Fuck that place. If you went to MQH, fuck that place.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? But some shorty like who went to one of the programs. I don't even know if she went to our school or she just came because a friend invited her. Bro, so you know back in the days, like the slang for ugly was mug. Mm-hmm. So one day, it's mad dark too, mind you. I'm the darkest nigga in the class, one of the darkest niggas in the class, dark skin tone in the class, boys in class. And then like we were leaving the program, it was like 6, 7, so it was only street lamps on. Shorty said, yo, you know what's crazy? I was like, what? Stop me. I was minding my business. She said, yo, you mad mug. So I didn't know what that meant at the time. So I'm like, mug. So in my mind, I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my man's my boy from the Sandbox, Jay, he was like, who the fuck are you? Came out of nowhere. I was like, who the fuck are you? Mm-hmm. So, yo, he ain't even say shit to you. Yo. And they used to call me Theo. So they're like, yo, Theo, who this bitch, bro? Like, get her out of your face. And I was like, I don't even know this bitch. Mm-hmm. But, like, that was one. But then majority of my life, bro. Like, it wasn't until now I started speaking kindly to myself. Like, bro, it's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? You are worth more. You can do more. It is more. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think once I reached the age of between 24 and 25, for real. Like, bro, like I told you, these last 2 years probably like one top 3 hardest years of my life. So, like, You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? It wasn't until recently that I'm like, I like myself. You know what I mean? A lot more than I did before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm good with you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, growth is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
For the one time.
Nah, man, but yeah, bro. And like I say this to anybody, like we all have those things that we struggle with internally that we probably don't tell nobody because we feel like you're probably too old to be speaking on things like that. You know what I'm saying? You're never too old for things. You know what I'm saying? You're never too old to be honest with yourself and be honest with somebody you feel like you can be honest with about shit. Like, bro, I was not kind to myself the past 23 years, and a lot of shit slid. I let a lot of shit slide in terms of me letting shit slide with myself, doing shit because of that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't think highly of myself, so I didn't do things that people would look highly upon. I would still be cool, like, great person, but, you know, like, you can still work on yourself and work and be at a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, you know, Caribbean people, they be like, you know what I'm saying? They so set in their ways and shit. But, like, nah, bro. Like, you could stop smoking cigarettes. You could do whatever you want. It's just if you want to do that.
Exactly.
Do you want to? If you don't want to, then if you do, then
do you?
yo, do what you find the steps. Read self-help books. I hate them shits. If you read a self-help book, you suck. Wolf got quiet. He like, well, I kind of read one. Nah. I mean, I just don't like them. I just don't like them. I find truth in them. They're helpful, but they're boring. Like, I need books that give me a story. Give me a story with the self-help. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Give me an anecdote.
The growth in it.
Yeah,
you know,
bro.
I need that. Because the thing, I used to, that was the thing too. Like, even when I was like fake down low, like I would read those books. But then like after I started reading it, I'm just like, bro, like you over here telling me how to brush my teeth and all this. Like, this is simple things. Leave me alone, bro. Like, it'd just be too repetitive and not to knock anybody. I ain't knocking. He is, but like, you know what I'm saying. If you want to, you watch. You know what I'm saying. Do you?
Play a haters club. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, yo.
Snap.
But
I'm always about to hit this.
What's wrong with you, bro?
I'm look. You know what I'm
But
saying.
yeah, man. I just focus on yourself and be happy. You know what I mean? And like Wolf said, like, be aware. You know what I'm saying? Like, be cognizant of what you're doing, what you want. You know, you focus on it. Build that painting of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all through your life. It's all through your life, and that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how egregious you may feel like shit is, like, yo, that's you. You know what I mean? Be proud of it. Be proud of the fuck ups, because then if you learn it from it, you'll do better. And you'll see yourself do better, and you're like, yeah, that's not me. Bro, the biggest flex in life is saying, you don't know me. I feel like. For me, that's my shit.
Nah,
like, you don't know me. Like, if someone just bring some old shit up, I'll be like, you don't know me. Yeah, you knew me. You don't know me.
You just know the old me.
You
That's
know
it.
me. That's fine. You know what I mean? Keep that shit. I mean, but listen, man. You got any shout outs?
Shout outs to all the pairs. Nah. I don't I don't have any shout outs this week. We need Leon. He going, you know.
Or I should have, you know.
He's like, yo, shout out to this.
Yo, shout outs to Jordan. No, I'm saying, I would say shout outs to WTF Studios. I always got to shout them out.
Nah,
you know
for real, though.
They definitely be holding it down. Wolf, shout outs to Wolf holding it down, being part
Always
of our
here with us.
conversations, being the cool brother that he is. Shout outs to, you know, Dom made this sweater, so, you know, shout outs to Dom. He made me a fan hoodie with my logo. It was pretty cool with his logo. I don't like how he did that. I kind of wish, you know, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about it. And shout outs to y'all for watching. Whoever does watch, whoever does pop in and shit, for real, it means a lot to us.
Word.
Because we just be sharing our stories and shit and, you know, BSing. But unfortunately, you know, our castmates and our friends, they're not here. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? They was going through shit. But shout out to y'all. My name is Nate.
Boobie.
And it's the Open Exchange Podcast. We out.
Word. Subscribe. I know a lot of y'all don't.
So, Boobie.